A year has passed since Microsoft agreed to merge with Activision Blizzard. This news was almost the loudest and most shocked in the history of the gaming industry. The practical price reached almost $70 billion. Such transfers have never happened, and it seems that they were not possible. True, it was not so easy to get Call of Duty, Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo, Candy Crush, Bandicoot. Even with enormous results, the anti-monopoly service of many countries become understand in the Activision, and Sony begin to actively put spoke in the wheels to disputes to the deal. Despite the fact that a year has passed, Microsoft is far from completing the practicals. The corporation has received the approval of Brazil, Chile, but not the regulators of key market, the UK, the USA, and the European Union. The key hold that the idea will fade in become more and more thin. Hi everyone, ViGames is with you, and this is a news of the gaming industry. Space horror The Callisto Protocol, which was created at the ideological heir to Dead Space, did not live up the expectation. The players criticized the gameplay features of the project, as well as its lacks of optimization of the PC version, but the publisher and developer earning much less from it than planned. Well, the Korean company Krafton Game Union understands about $160 million in its development and planned to quickly sell at least 5 million copies. But in practice, the current circulation barely reached 2. In the curious that at the same time Krafton behaves rather strangely, either withdraws the game from sale in different region or registered it. In particular, a couple of days ago, the horror moves was no longer available on Steam for Russian users, where it has been freely available since its release. There was a suggestion that this a complete block, but now the game is back. But now you cannot buy from Japan. What has happened? Neither Krafton nor the Striking Distance Studio specify. In the role-playing action Hogwarts Legacy, you can navigate the game world on foot, on a magical crate, or on a broomstick. But in the interesting that when talking about a broom, the main characters will use a used vehicle. Allowed there are broomstick owners in the game, it is impossible to buy a new model. You will have to use what will be given out during the passage. However, the developers have provided for the possibility of upgrading the broom, and it will be also possible to change its appearance. Upgrade can be unlocked by complete store owner mission. By customization, items will have to be purchased. It was previously reported that there will be on Quidditch in Hogwarts Legacy. A broom is only needed to quickly move around the game world and probably complete some quests. Support for Warner Bros. Also answered a number of questions from fans related to the creation of characters. We will be able to have 4 characters at the same time. This is useful for those who wish to see the difference between factory choices. For each of the create source, 5 slots for automatic creation and 10 for manual ones are allocated. So it will be possible to simultaneously have fun for survival characters and compare the consequences of the question made. The Snitch Insider began to publish classification information only last year, but has already scored several well-aimed hits. It was he who spoke about the announcements of the new part of Alone in the Dark and the additional of Burning Shores The Horizon Forbidden West before the official demonstration. And now the Laker has revealed that Sony is generally up to burn a lot of third-party games to the PlayStation. As the Snitch writes, Sony's gaming division is going to announce a lot of different things from third-party studios very soon. The insider didn't not say it what format the announcement will take place, but usually for demonstration Sony arranged a state of play about a half-hour show with trailers and gameplay materials. Last year the first broadcast in the format took place most likely in the year 2023. The show will take place in February. As you may remember, Ubisoft has announced cost cuts and cancellation of 3 large announcements projects which will save 500 million euros. Insider Tom Henderson spoke to 5 current and former employees of the company to find out what is happening within its walls. Employees agree that most postponements and cancellation are the results of closed and internal testing. During the test, it turns out that this is not what games wants. One of the experts invited you about at least a dozen Battle Royale games at various stages of production. Ubisoft has been trying to make its competitors Fortnite and PUBG for more than 2 years and hasn't given up trying so far. How many of these 12 Battle Royales are considered is unknown, but most likely. Permanent transfer, from which in particular Skull and Bones and Beyond Good and Evil 2 for Ubisoft as noted by the staff, is a common practice. The publisher management is ready to shift the release data arbitrarily until testing begins to show a satisfactory results. For example, since 2019, some announcement service project has been under development, the release of which at best will take place in 2025. There is a high probability that it will also be transferred more than once. Moreover, right now Ubisoft has game in production which, according to the plan, will be released no earlier than 2027. According to the developers, the creation of each title takes forever, which is why Ubisoft is forced to spend high results of polish and support at, in many cases, little profit. Hence the financial problems. Henderson source clarified that the company is making a high bet on Assassin's Creed Mirage and Avatar: Fortnite of Pandora. It is believed that they will burn back profits. In addition, this financial year, that is until April 2024, Ubisoft plans to release the third part of the arcade racing game to Crew and Assassin's Creed Project Nexus for virtual reality. And in 2025, according to Henderson, a new Ghost Recon and plan. Developers from the South Korean Root Studio have released a teaser trailer for their horror film White Day 2. The Flower That Tell Lies. This is a sequel to White Day, a labyrinth-named school, a little-known game of the 2017 that found it at once. The action of the novelty will unfold in the Yangdu school familiar to fans of the original, where a group of students arrive in the evening to check their around, know there about the appearance of the ghost of the deceased girl Son A. The group is led by schoolgirl Son Jin, who is suspected of killing Son A out of January. All these spiritual matters have to be sorted out. While the game is announcement only for PC, the release date is not specified. In the first part, for understanding, in the head of the plot was the shy student Heemin Lee, who dreams of giving the girls he liked for a long time a special gift on a white day. But the purpose of a beauty in the classroom of an education institute for has turned into a nightmare journey throughout the tribal corridors of the school labyrinth, where in every room there is a place for an angry ghost or a dark demon. As usually in classic adventures, it was necessary to quickly search for case opening new rooms and look for magic stone that could be accessed to the following story campaigns. The game, as you can see, is made in the first person, which is usually for oriented horror film. Not that this was a remake of the horror of the year 2021, which survived the engineer change and graphics testinage, but remained heavily arcane. The sequel is already a completely new project, so it might turn out to be a more modern. The Skyblivion fan mod, which burns the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion game to the Skyrim engine, will be released no later than 2025. A trailer has been released showing various locations and the progress of the concept developers. In an hour, the video collected 12,000 likes with 160 dislikes. Work on Oblivion began in 2012. Sunset, the author, have management to seriously expand that team, as well as release many locations and mechanics. They will need some more time before the release version, but the team doesn't intend to delay to release any launcher. Also, the expected date was not named. The time limited for a special year different places at once. For 10 years of development, Skyblivion has turned into a long-term customization. Motivation, the creator of appearance jokes, in the spirit of Stalker or Star Citizen. The Chinese game science studio has published a short film about a gamer rabbit dedicated to the Lunar New Year. At the end of the video, you can see show one of the heroes of the video plays Black Mouse Wukong, and after that, the release window of the game appearance on screen the summer of 2024. The author did not specify of which platforms the game will be released. Previously, they said that they were going to release it on PC and console. The plot of the game tells about the cunning and mischievous monkey king, who goes on a dangerous adventure. Production began back in 2017 and work began done on the Unreal Engine 5. In 2022, Valve earned about $293 million just from the Battle Pass in Dota 2. This became now of the calculators and the analytical service stars and team secrets. Chinese people spend the most money. In second place in Russia, and the top 5 in this indication are the United States, Japan and Ukraine. Intelligent System Studio has announced the release of the tactical role-playing game Fire Emblem Engine. The title is already available on the Nintendo Switch for the console standard $60 price tag. The developers have not yet published a release trailer, but they were generous with a detailed overview video.